just getting ready and warming up. For those who are already there, happy Sunday. We will be restreaming our sequence from last month. We had that technical glitch, as you remember. So we're going to do the same sequence. I enjoyed it greatly, so I hope you enjoy it today, right? We're going to start in just 1 minute. So hopefully sound is fixed. I'm sure it is. We will work on the sacral chakra today. And the sacral chakra is usually the secret abode where we get in sense with our sensuality, sexuality, but also creativity. So how do we spark our creative genius? It is not only by unleashing imagination, somebody's saying sound is good, excellent, so we are on. It is also by clearing all the imprints in our emotional body. So we are going to work on that. You saw that was my husband just checking the sound is okay because last time I enjoyed the sequence and you couldn't. So let's get started. Sacral chakra, we will do 1 Qigong breath to open up the second chakra, and then we'll go into a delicious hip opening sequence. Let's come to our mat. So you can have your mat facing this screen. I'll be turning back and forth. Feet, as always, are parallel. Our Qigong stance, knees are gently bent. Hands are open to receive. Shoulders relaxed. Soft back, so not straight, soft back. And we allow the energy to move in. Close the eyes just for a moment. Getting in touch with the space between the pubic bone and the tailbone. A couple of breaths. And with each breath, feel how this space is expanding. Inhale, expand the space between the pubic bone and the tailbone. Exhale, see if you can sink a little bit more. Get a little more fluid in your feet. The emotional body resides in the second chakra. As we activate the sacral vortex, we're able to clear any emotional imprints or mental constructs that have been harboring there. So just feel that ease in your hips. We always say buoyancy in the hips. Soft knees. Soft body, receptive, connected, resonant. Open the eyes. Start to shift your weight right to left. We're activating the inner infinity loop of our hips. So you're sitting in your hips, in your pelvis, and you imagine you're drawing a figure 8 with your hips. The impulse comes from the second chakra, from the sacrum area. Allow the arms to now respond to the movement. And as you can see organically, they want to whip around your axis. So let them, right? Activating Svadhisthana chakra, the sweet abode, known in Sanskrit. So allow the tapping now to go front and back. And you can hear this sound like a drum in your second chakra. Tap, 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 tap. A little harder. Shift your weight. Relax the shoulders. It all comes from the hips. The arms are the last to respond. The hands are the last to tap. It's part of an entire sequence of energy. Good. One more. And now exhale. Grab the inside of your right elbow. Open the arm, and we are going to do the same. If you can't grab because of shoulder closeness, then you are going to leave your hand on your back. And we're going to do the same. Exhale, gentle contraction, inhale. Tapping and twisting, rinsing away anything that is unwanted there. Really strong taps. Exhale, exhale. The inhale will happen naturally. Exhale like a wave. 3 more. Exhale. Last one. Hold it. Contract. Inhale. Clasp the elbows behind. Other side. Open. Tap. As you can see, when we do the tap, the tapping arm leg also bends. So you can feel that gentle contraction. And a little forward bending action, right? In, out. Every time we bind, we cross the meridians, we forge this cross-lateral brain integration, right? We're going to do 5 more taps. And 3, 4, 5. Hold, inhale. Clasp opposite elbows from behind, bend your knee. Walk to the top of your mat to start the sequence. Feet are a little parted, about a fist. Bend the knees. Ripple the energy to the hips. Let it go to the shoulders and release the arms. And notice how the arms naturally cross in front of your body. Let them. Ripple, exhale, warming up the whole spine. Your pranic tube. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, spill it out. Feel your truth is swelling up to spill over. When we work on the second chakra, we actually activate our voice, our 5th chakra, so they're connected. 1 more ripple. And exhale, let the arms reach up and cascade down. Down dog, your first down dog. Enjoy anything you want in terms of the points of connection. I love to pedal my feet. Relax the head. Twist right to left. Feel the cushiness through the hands and feet. And relax the head, most importantly. And inhale, we're going to ripple again to plank. And exhale, down dog. And ripple. Let's bend the knees. The same action. Ripple, 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 ripple. Up. And back. It's really enjoyable if you feel it comes from the sacrum and takes you into this straight line. 1 more ripple. And back. Wonderful. If you need to shorten the stance, you may now, just to feel a better grip, better traction. We'll start lifting the right leg up into the air. Inhale. Exhale. Knee to the left elbow. Shift into plank. Inhale. Leg up. Exhale. Same knee, same elbow. Right elbow. Shift into plank. Inhale. Exhale. Knee into the knee crease of your left knee. Sink down. Inhale. Up dog. Exhale. Down dog. Lift your left leg. Just warming up. Exhale. Left knee to the right elbow. Inhale. Up. Exhale, left knee to the left elbow, plank. Inhale up. Exhale, step the foot through this time. Come into warrior two. Front heel intersects with back arch. Cartwheel the arms. Find your Vira two stance. Open the hip. Open the arms. Make sure the back foot is supporting you. Now, same arm, same leg, right? Left goes into elbow bind. And we go into a circle. Bending the back knee, coming to the center, bending the front knee. Warming up the sacral area. Inhale. Exhale. In. And you'll feel the hips are starting to warm up. Exhale. Bend your right knee now. Reach the elbows into the knee and parallel your left foot so it's aligned with the front of your mat. Release the elbows into the knee. You should start feeling the groin, the hip flexor. Breathe. It's very intense. One more breath here. Left hand down, right arm up. Now can we flex that front foot? Get a little deeper of a hamstring stretch. Breathe. Lovely parallel feet. Now open the feet out. Same thing we did in the warm-up. The breathing. Goddess pose here. Gaze to your left. Open the arm. Push the sky. Right hand down. Fiery serpent. Lift your heels a tiny bit. Fiery goddess pose. Beautiful hip opener. And release. Spin your back foot in. We are taking our shoulder bind. If that is too much, we'll stay here. That's beautiful. Forward into a high lunge or here. Nice shoulder bind. Breathe. Moving into a flat back. Activating the hips. Soften your ribs in. Tighten your core. Breathe. Gaze forward and down. Right hand down, here we are, nice twist. You may want to straighten the knee or bend it just to get a deeper hip and hamstring and IT band stretch, whatever you need. I like to bring my back foot in and circle through triangle and right angle. But if you feel great here, by all means, retain the pose. Or you want a deeper hamstring stretch. Circle the arm, relish the twist, and go a little bit deeper. And one more. Lower the right knee down, untuck the back foot. Hinge at the creases of your hips. Walk the hands to the level of your knee and gently lengthen. So if this is too much, you can bring it a notch up. Important thing, your hips are square, your spine is erect. This is perfectly fine. So is this. So is this. Right? No forcing, just allowing the body to respond coherently to the breath, to the internal movement that's happening now in the second chakra. The element is water, the emotional body, the sweet abode as we go deeper into the second chakra and we activate all the latent creativity there. We're getting in touch with our emotions. Some of them need to clear as toxic residue. Some of them need to amplify our creativity so we can authentically express ourselves. Moving forward and back here, just easing on this half of a split pose or gate pose. And here's our new hip opener today. You're going to drag the front heel in, grab the outside edge of the left foot like so, like in a cradle, and cradle it, rock it, left to right, right to left. Your left hand is firmly planted. This is great if you feel you want a little bit more of a hip opening action. You're going to bring the shin closer to your chest, but make sure your spine is not caved in. It is straight. Right, this is great too. Just placing your shin on the floor and you're going to feel already your gluteals, your IT band, and potentially your hip flexor opening. To go into the full expression of this pose, you're going to bring the outside edge of the foot into the opposite elbow crease and clasp, in this case, the left elbow. Here's how it looks. Frontally, right? Frontal image. So you're on one knee and one hand, and you have bound the right hand with the left elbow, right? Or you're here, wherever you are, just taking the time to feel the hip stretch. As we transition, left foot into the right thigh, wherever it wants to go. Release the left knee down. Shift your weight forward and back. Great. You might be getting a little bit of a hip stretch again, right? So as you breathe, again for a moment, close your eyes. Feel that creative reservoir starting to get more fluid and to fountain your creativity up your spine. You can see the gentle spring of energy moving up your spine, juicing it up all the way to your throat. Good. Once you're here, drop the left shoulder down. If the elbow is deep enough, stay here. If you want to go into a deeper hip opening gluteal stretch, release the elbow, relax your head, and raise the other arm up. You can toy with the arm moving into the opposite thigh or leave it up. All right, taking a moment. If you are here on your elbow, here's how it feels and looks. So wherever you are, just enjoy this moment of connection. Second to fifth chakra. Creativity unleashing to bud through soul expression and self-expression. If you're here and you have clasped the opposite thigh, open your shoulder. Very deep, deep opener. Deep breaths in and out. Connecting to our sacred feminine, for those of you who are ladies, to the sacred masculine, for all the guys who are with us today. The full integration of the second chakra is when both the yin and the yang connect. Coming out of it, press your hands into the mat, shift forward, bring the back foot in, move your front knee forward towards the side of the mat, and come here into a gentle, what we call Bharadvajasana preparation, the pose that is invoking the sage Bharadvaja. We will not do that pose. We're just moving through this transition, finding more space in the hips, right? When we want to unleash creativity, first we have to create space. As we create space, we forge new neural pathways in the brain. So gently rocking back and forth, and in turn, create new synapses that sometimes create new pathways or have the ability to overwrite any obsolete pathway in the brain. Good. Breathing here. Going a bit lower if you need. And as we transition, we always shift like a dance from side to side, back and front, center. We feel we're oscillating. We're not stuck. Release the right foot out and plant the foot firmly into the floor. Now moving here into this very intense hip opener. Try it out. This could be enough. If you're here, place your elbow on your knee. Take Jnana Mudra and twist. This is beautiful. You should feel the hip stretch. I already feel it. My hips are tight today. But if you want just a notch further, you are going to bring the right foot in, shift your weight forward, and bind around the right shin and calf, and gently drop your left shoulder down. Very deep. But if you're here like me, you can enjoy a gentle twist. Again, find the buoyancy. Relax your head, check in. The body is just receptive. If you're here, same thing. You're in some kind of subtle movement. The internal movement of the soul, right? Subtle movement. Good. Breathing in and out. Coming here. Doing our transition. Very cool transition. We are going to now rock onto the right hip and then into both sit bones. Here is your left shin. Now in your left forearm, we are going to grab the outside edge of your left foot with the left hand and go a little bit deeper. A variation of seated bow or seated archer, right? Clasping here, finding this. If this is here and you're lower, this is perfect. If you're here, this is perfect too. So wherever you are, make sure the spine is long, you're rocking, your axis is moving. If you want to go to the full expression of this pose, grab the outside of the edge with the elbow crease and clasp your hands. Drop your head down, drop the knee down, and bring the elbow of your right arm up so you feel that nice hip opening stretch, a deeper stretch into your lower back. Or you're here, it's perfect. Or you're here, whatever you chose, own it. Deepening the breath, relaxing your head, always making sure there's no tension whatsoever. We're not struggling to fit into any pose. We're just exploring our body in space, time, and in a field of energy. Good. Transitioning. Place your foot on top of your thigh. Now shift the weight forward. This is our new move. And once you're here and you really stabilize this foot on the thigh and partly on your calf and shin, shift In the other direction, you have two options. One hug, elbow hug, clasping opposite elbows. Again, the head drops down. Or if you've been practicing this rear bind, you can take it and drop your chin down to the toes, whatever you choose is entirely up to how you feel today. So just allow. And as always, when we get into that point of connection, it's like a hinge point in the body. We close the eyes to check in, to take inventory, to see what we still need to shed. Relax the head, let the movement dance you into your energy fields. Different fields overlapping, the breath field, the emotional field, the mental field, the causal field where all the emotional memory has been stored through lifetimes. All of that is happening while you are inquiring within. Beautiful. Transitioning forward, stepping the left foot, using the arms to cup the floor, shifting the weight as you keep your spine straight. Nothing changes in your feet position. Forward into your knee, forward into all the corners of your left foot. Curl the right foot under. Feel this, bending the back knee, dropping the heel and flexing the front foot. If that's too much, you can bend both knees and get deeper. If you're here, just feel the connection, right? And we'll go a little bit into this turn where the whole body turns towards the screen, the knee goes down, and then unscrew, and then screw like a screwdriver. You're digging deeper, and then you're unscrewing. And one more time, this gets deeper sense of connectivity through the pelvic floor. Beautiful, hands down, left leg through. Oh, finally, we are unwrapped and open. Open the hip, point the foot, gaze under your armpit. Deep breath in and out. Go a little deeper, but keep your shoulders down and your ribs in, so you're not overarching here. Good. The moment you gaze forward, gently drop the left knee and lift your right leg, lower onto the elbow, puppy pose with the other leg. So we're doing the same action, but one is on the forearm and knee, the other one is on the foot and hand. So we're going deeper. Again, hip open, puppy pose. A moment of rest. Deep breaths in and out. Here's our next transition. Press into your left hand, gaze forward. Right knee goes into your left shin. Open the left shin out. Coming into bull seat from here today. So if this is enough, you can go forward and back and test. If you want to go deeper, gently sit. It's organic, very natural. Open both shins out. I like to bring my hips into the center. I really feel the hip stretch here. Yogic toe lock, the big toes. Bend your elbows with a straight back, forward and lean over. Forward bending here. If you want to open the shoulders and connect the second chakra with the fifth, clasp your hands, open and release. So whatever you choose, own it, as we said. Deep breath in. You're contracting and stretching your spine at the same time, and you're creating resistance. The agonist, the antagonist, and the synergist are working together to hold you, to integrate you deeper into your emotional body. Coming out and up. Beautiful. Open the arms. Twist to the screen. Untwist and notice where this takes you into a fan pose, naturally facing the screen. Walk your feet, walk your arms. You may want to bend the knees if you want to feel a deeper hip stretch, or just through the hamstrings, relax your head. You have options here. Clasping the hands at the small of the back and opening the shoulders, resting your head on the floor, right? Or staying here with your fingers cupped and your knees bent. Deepening the breath. In and out. In and out. Turn the feet out. Come into goddess pose. Take your chalice on top of the head. Lift your heels off the floor. Beautiful. Ground the heels down. Cartwheel the arms. Here we are. Down doggy. Everything on the other side. Right leg up. And opposite elbow. We know the sequence. Inhale. Right leg up. Same elbow. Shifting into plank. Right leg up. Knee down. Coming into a baby cobra. And left leg up. Forward. And up. One more here. Knee into the opposite knee crease. Forward. Chaturanga. Up. And back. Beautiful. Now again, right leg up. Set the foot through. Come into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Cartwheel the arms. What did we do? Checking the arch and heel, intersecting. Same arm, same leg. Wrap the arms. Circle. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Spin the front foot in, parallel to the front of your mat. Bend the back knee and reach the elbows into the knee. You'll really feel both the hamstrings, the IT bands, and the hips. Shoulders away from the ears. Right hand down. Here's our gentle triangle. You can keep the knee bend, or maybe you want to straighten it, up to you. Flex the right foot. Deepen the breath. Relax your head, gaze down and up. Stretch the arms so that the shoulder tracks over the wrist, always. And back through fan pose. Coming here. Coming into our high lunge, you can step your foot back, deepen the breath, and open. Goddess pose. Lift the ceiling away. Press your hand. Lift the heels. Gaze to the right. Deep hip opener. Taking our bind here as we spin the back foot in. Square the hips, reach for the shoulders from behind. We said if that is not available, you're going to hold the neck and the lower back. Open. Feel that, and forward. One straight line. Deepen the breath. The more you go forward, the more you press the heel back. Tighten the core. Zip it. Left arm down, twist to the right. Right angle or triangle, your choice, with the arm circling out. And finding that deep hamstring stretch. Potentially psoas stretch. One more. Good. If you are here, release the knee down. It feels so intuitive. Shift your hips back. Slide the front heel to the top of the mat. Gently test where you want to go, or maybe stay here as we did on the other side, right? Hips are squared. Spine is nice and long. And the hands follow. Good, let's try that pose, the cradle pose, where we grab the outside edge of the right foot with the left hand and we rock it in the air, right? And you may want to stay here and crease at the hinges of your hips, or bring that outer seam of the foot into your opposite elbow crease. Bring the front hand in and clasp. So here's how it looks, right? I really love it as a hip opening action. I also test my arm balances here when I drop into the elbow and I go a little bit deeper, but otherwise here is great. Here's great too. So whatever you chose, stick to it. One more breath. Good. Foot goes into the thigh. That is kneeling now. You have your options, forward and back. Always make sure there's no anterior tilt in your back, so your ribs are softening in. Deepen the breath. Relax the head. If you did that, forearm, here we are. If you went all the way to the shoulder, go ahead and repeat it. If you extended the arm, here's your chance to do it. And if you took that arm into the opposite thigh and open the shoulder a little deeper, you can go ahead and try the same. Deep breaths in and out. If you're here, that is perfectly fine. Just start to feel all that rinsing and soaking happening in your second chakra, like a laundromat, clearing, rinsing, pruning away, releasing what you've outgrown, and refeeding your mind into the new biofeedback loop where you feel what you need at each stage of your journey. Lift up, transitioning, bring the back foot in, front knee to the side of the mat and sit. Forward and back, right? It is kind of a variation of all the mermaid poses. We can do many things here like clasp, but for today, just feel it is more of a transitional pose, so no need to go fancy. Just stay true to your center. We're trying to anchor both sit bones. I can feel it in my knee joint a bit as well, so I'm going to be cautious, and I urge you to do the same. If you feel the body is not responding joyfully, so go back and soften into a lighter version of this. Here we are, shifting to the side, releasing the left foot down, and working into this hip opener. So pretty much this is a variation of ankle to knee, but here we have more leverage to massage the hip flexors, like on a roller type of surface. I love the melt rollers, they're the best. They really bring a deep myofascial release. So this is our myofascial roller. And here we test, if we want to be here with a little twist, I can already feel it in my hip. I'm going to stay here. And if you did the hug, the tight panda hug, you can. The more you drop the elbow into the top of your centered foot, the more you're going to feel it in your hip. So it could be here, here, or here. Drop the head. Close the eyes. Check in. Are you pruning away? Is the field open and spacious? All you have to do is create space. Whatever needs to go will go. Whatever needs to stay will take hold, because this is your truth. Shifting to the center, always move through your center like we do in Qigong, and then rock to the other side, right? Release the right shin. The knee is bent. This is the archer position. The actual classical archer here is that, but we're going a little deeper into the hip flexor. So these were our options here, here, or clasping. If you feel, this is deep, I can go a little bit deeper, right? You're going to take same leg, same arm, elbow crease and outer edge or seam of the foot, clasp the hand and firm into your sit bones. So you're into both sit bones. You are relaxing and twisting. There are 4 actions happening. Twisting, hip opening, sinking and rising, and the clasp affords the cross-lateral brain integration, where we stimulate the glymphatic nervous system, not the lymphatic, the glymphatic, where the new synapses sprout to unleash critical thinking and deeper creativity. If you are here, beautiful. We're going into our cushy pose. Again, another hip opener just to rest a little bit. Find your anatomy, where you want to place the foot. My legs are a little shorter, so it fits perfectly into the thigh, towards the knee. Take the twist. So we're basically doing the same pose, but once with the hip off the floor, and the second time, right, what we did prior with both sit bones in the floor. So a little bit deeper. Taking the hip stretch. If you're here, you want to bring the shin closer to your chest and stretch your back even more. If you did the bind, here you go. Relax and round your spine. One more breath. Relax the head, sink in, and straighten the spine. Bring the foot to the top of the mat. Keep your other leg like ribboned in. You're like in a ribbon. You're gonna go in a ribbon, about to go into a bow, right? Go into this inner bow and forward. And one more time. Your hips sink down. We're exploring a lot of these variations. Readjust your back foot so you can slide the front leg through and open the hip. This is a resting pose, like a down doggy split, but with the hips open. Make sure your hands are firmly pressing but not gripping. There's no gripping. There is a recruiting of all muscles and integrated engaging. Good. We move the knee down into the floor. The moment it hits the floor, the other leg comes up into puppy pose. Lower onto the right forearm. Drop your head down. Open the thigh out. All right, just a moment of reflection. Close the eyes. Feel the anchoredness and feel you're about to tip over, and that is the swelling up of your truth, spilling over into authenticity. You can feel it. We're moving into our bull seat. We need to get back into our wrists. Open the back shin out. Place your left knee in, coming into this position as you gently slide back. Open both shins out. Shift your hips to the center. And you have options, yogic toe lock like we did on the other side. Bend the elbows and notice how far do I want to go. Today, for me, not far, right? The hips are kind of the stress compost, and the more we stress, the tighter our hips get as they harbor all these emotions of stress, of anxiety, of fear, of resentment. So we want to do as many hip openers as we can daily to de-stress and bust that anxious energy. If you did the shoulder opener, here's your chance to do it again. Long spine. Very deep, very deep. One more breath. Good. Lift up. We're going to turn around. And this time, we did our fan poses, we did our goddesses, and we are into our garland pose. So heel toe the feet in, a little bit wider than your shoulders. Shift your hips right and left, open the feet out, and start to test how far you want to get into the garland pose, right? I like to do this. Gently rock, and then when I feel, okay, let me try. Today, this is not my pose, but it really gives me the spaciousness in the hips, so I'm going to do it. If you're here, you can absolutely work into the higher range. If you're here and you're so well set, you can go ahead and take your binds. So if you are a seasoned practitioner and this is part of your practice, you can swing in those binds here or here. Gaze up. If you want a deeper hip opening action, lift the booty, tabletop, raise your hands, open your shoulders, drop the head. Very intense for here. Good. Finally, we sit. We sit. Open the leggies out into tortoise. Flex the feet. Rocking. We're still hip opening. We haven't finished. Rock forward and back. Yogic toe lock, the big toes. This is your version 8. Beautiful version. You work with it. You are allowed to round your spine here, so go ahead and do it. Round spine, right? Relax the head. If you want to grab onto the soles of the feet, you may, and go deeper. This is like what happy baby would look like if you're on your back, right? Very deep, hip opener. Good. Bring the feet into butterfly. You have your options. Yogic toe lock, release, or flying butterfly or goddess pose. Keeping the firm yogic toe lock. Bring your thumbs to touch and work into this. I like when I'm, open, which is not today, clearly, to test my balance and go into the third eye rounding here. But, I'm going to stick to this beautiful suspended butterfly goddess and feel the rocking inside, or you're down, that's just as beautiful, and you're anchored, right? Deepening the breath, opening the legs out into cone pose. Good, flex the feet so much that the heels hike off the floor. Good, come into Shiva Shakti Mudra, forming a ring with your index and thumb. Connect the other fingers, bring it on the crown of your head. Inhale up. Exhale down into the navel. Pierce through your navel with the mudra. Inhale up over the head. Flex the feet. Flex the feet. Full anchoring, full integration. Exhale, mudra into your sacral chakra. Press it somewhere 3 fingers below your navel. Inhale, last breath. Exhale, release the heels. Oh, this time, relax your feet. Press in, plug in. Plugging into your emotional waters. Everything that is residual flows out. Everything that is regenerative rushes in, juices up your entire spinal column, takes the energy to the throat, and inhale, drain this energy. Legs go together. Exhale, keep the mudra forward into Paschimottanasana or deep forward fold. Take the mudra over your toes. If the mudra is here or here, beautiful. Just honor your body's needs today. If the mudra is here, release the head. If that is too much for your hamstrings, bend the knees and do the same. And you're going to work with a straight back and hinging hips, because when you arch the spine here, right, you're actually wrecking your sacral region and area. You want to keep the spine erect, supple. So here's our mudra. The rings, wedding Shiva and Shakti, yin and yang. And releasing down. Last pose, relax your head. Beautiful, round up. Bring the leggies in, come onto your back. We are going to roll down 1 vertebra at a time, holding our thighs. 1 vertebra at a time. Feel this suspension and then release. We are going to keep our knees bent for the relaxation pose. Settle down. Keep the same mudra. Index and thumb connect in 2 interlocking rings. Right and left wed. All the remaining fingers connect. Bring the mudra into your sacral chakra. Between your navel and your pubic bone, close the eyes. Take a couple of deep, nourishing breaths. You've activated that center so profoundly, so thoroughly, that you can feel the ripple effect into your upper centers. welling up of your creativity, the upregulation of your hormonal reproductive glands, and the spark of your genius. Just allow the energy to move unimpededly from the base to the crown as you feel the rinsing effect of your asana practice, filling up all your cells with revitalized energy. That amends your circuitry and powers the lymphatic nervous system, the system that creates new brain connections. Feel the space between your tailbone and your navel widen. Deep breath in, calling in your sweet abode, the second chakra, the sacred seat of your soul. Take one more deep breath there. And exhale. In your heart, resound your name into the space around you. Let it fill up your space. Your code of authenticity is expressed through your second chakra. The emotional body and the emotional voice gives rise to empowered authenticity. Just speak your name, speak your truth. You are here now, embodied in pure consciousness. Celebrate your authenticity. Honor your sovereign mind, not the one that was imposed. Releasing all the mental constructs, shedding all the emotional imprints, whether subconscious or conscious, and coming into pure consciousness. Beautiful. Feel that energy. Pure awareness of you here now. Gently flex your feet and re-anchor them. Release the mudra through the central line, imprinted into your third eye. Reach the arms over the head and pressing into the floor, come up to sit. Closing our practice today. Inhale, rejoice the full authenticity of your being as you unleash the creative reserves and you express yourself boldly and audaciously, coming into full integration of inner and outer, lower and higher, background and foreground, all in one through your yoga practice. Namaste. Beautiful. Thank you for your practice today. I'm so excited that we did have sound, and we will build on those transitions. The video will be available on the channel, so you might want to go back to it until next month. We will do an empowering practice for joy with a lot of heart openers. And we will work on stimulating the heart, small intestine, pericardium, and triple heater meridians that, according to Chinese traditional medicine, correspond to summer. So a lot of exciting new transitions and some poses, and mostly the shared breath that connects us across the oceans and into our globe. Thank you for practicing with me. I'm honored and humbled, and I love you. Namaste. Till next time, next month.